Nobody loves sorrow, everybody loves happiness. Nobody loves death, everybody loves life. So the rule is, whatever I love, it must be my nature. I love life. That means life or living or existence must be my nature. I love happiness, so happiness must be my nature. I love knowledge, so knowledge must be my nature. So existence is Sat, knowledge is Chit, and happiness is Ananda. So Sat, Chit, Ananda must be my nature because there is a natural love for Sat or existence, Chit or knowledge or awareness, Ananda, happiness or wholeness. So this is a very peculiar thing in our life. We are all the time searching for our own self. Whenever I am searching for happiness, I am searching for myself. Like the 10th man, a number of boys, the children in one village decided to go for a picnic. The previous evening, they went to the elderly in the village and sought his permission that tomorrow you want to go for a picnic. Do you have your permission? The elderly man says, sure, provided one of you takes the responsibility of bringing everybody safe and sound. So one of them volunteered and said, yes, I take the responsibility of bringing everybody safe. So then the elderly man said, okay fellows, line up before me, let me count how many you are. So they all lined up and he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of you. Make sure that all will return safely. Yes, we'll do that. So next day, children set out for their picnic. They travelled, they came across a river, they swam across the river. At that time, this boy who was assigned the task of bringing everybody safely, he thought, before we proceed further, let me verify if all of us have crossed the river safely or not. So he had seen the old man lining up people and counting. So he also did the same thing. He also asked his friends, come on, line up and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many were there? 9. Oh, but we were 10 last night when we left. How come we are 9? He counted again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However he counted, whichever way he counted, the number was 9. He invited one of his friends. He says, you come forward. Maybe I am making a mistake. You count. So he joined the line. This fellow counted. Same thing. One by one, each one came forward and counted. And the number was 9. They were convinced that the 10th boy was lost. The interesting thing is, nobody asked how the 10th fellow looks like, Just 10th boy is lost. And they started searching for the 10th boy. In the river, on the bank of the river, everywhere. Whole day they searched for the 10th boy. They could not find him. Disappointed, in the evening, they are seated under a tree, very sad. Fortunately, an elderly gentleman happened to pass by, saw these children very sad. So, what's the matter, children? Why are you people so sad? Then this leader stood up and told the whole story as to how one of us is lost. How did you determine that one of you is lost? We counted. How did you count? So let me demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, we were 10 when we left, there are only 9. So one is lost, isn't it? Huh? What is your name? Shreya. So Shreya is one of them is lost, isn't it? Because they are counting 9. So 10th boy is lost, is it not? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because he didn't count himself.
Oh. Wow. Good concentration.
Oh my goodness.
Good concentration. Good.
So from that, the old man knew what the problem was. He said, children, don't worry. I know where the 10th man is. I'll produce him before you. So you know where the 10th man is? Yes, I know. So again he made them count. The count came to 9. And this boy asked, where is the 10th man? You are the 10th man. Tvam Dashmosi, you are the 10th man. Thus, when they were searching for the 10th man, so whole day when they were searching for the 10th man, who they were searching for? Shreya?
Himself.
Huh?
Himself.
Himself, isn't it? Searching for his own self. That is the story of the human being. When human being is searching for happiness, what is he searching for? His own self. But can you ever find yourself? No. Because when you are searching, there is already an assumption that I am not what I am searching for. When they are searching for the 10th boy, there is already an assumption that I am not the 10th boy. 10th boy is different from me. Similarly, when human being is searching for happiness, it is taken, it is presupposed that happiness is different from me, away from me. So just moksha is as simple as that. As simple as what? As simply finding the 10th man. Meaning discovering the fact that happiness which I am seeking is my own nature. Discover that fact. But Swamiji, it is so simple. Why does it seem to take so long? Because our assumption or our opinion that the 10th man is lost, that I am unhappy, happiness is away from me. This kind of a notion or conclusion is coming down from the time immemorial. And therefore, that conclusion does not go easily. We have to convince our mind. The intellect may get convinced, all right. Intellect understands when we did now from this simple lecture now everybody understands that what I am searching for is myself. But the mind has to be convinced. Mind is the habitual faculty. Mind is the emotional faculty. Mind is the impulsive faculty. Therefore, the impulses of likes and dislikes are very much in the mind. As long as mind is controlled by these likes and dislikes, it is not to own up what it is. Therefore, to own up the happiness, which is our own nature, what is important is to get rid of these likes and dislikes. Ahankara, mamakara, raga, dvesha. The sense of ego, the sense of possessiveness, the attachment, the aversion, this has to be gotten rid of. That's why it becomes a long process. What makes it a long process is that we have to purify our mind, where these impulses are embedded from such a long time that, like a tree, his roots are very deep. Lord Krishna says, Ashwatthamenam suvirudhamulam. The tree of the samsara, its roots have become so deeply rooted that it's not easy to pull them out. And therefore, the process is to clean up the mind of its likes and dislikes. And for that, bhajan, shravanam, listening to glories of the Lord, kirtanam, singing His glories, smaranam, remembering His glories, archanam, worshipping Him, vandanam, saluting Him, dasyam, serving Him, sakhyam, making friends with Him, atmanivedanam, completely surrendering or completely giving away one's own self to Ishvara. Atmanivedanam. You know, Nivedana is Nevedya. When you offer to the Lord, it's called Nevedya, Nivedanam. Atmanivedanam. When I offer myself as Nevedya to the Lord. And the person who is most famous for doing this is Baliraja. The Lord came as Vamana, as a dwarf, and asked for 3 steps of land. Baliraj said, okay, take it. Even though Baliraj was warned by his guru, Shukracharya, hey Bali, don't give these 3 steps. He has come to cheat you. He is not an ordinary boy. He is Hari. He is Lord Narayana himself. Come to cheat you. Bali says, if Lord himself comes to cheat me, who can be more fortunate than me? I'll definitely give him. And he was cheated. How was he cheated? Because the 3 steps asked for by Vamana dwarf, and the 3 steps are measured by what? By Virat, or the cosmic person. He became a cosmic person. Baliraja could have said, wait, that's not our contract. Our contract is, as a young boy, you want the 3 steps of land, measure them. But from Vamana, he became Virat. In 1 step, he measured the entire, this Ihaloka, in this world. 2nd step, he measured the Paraloka. Iha Amutra. Amutra means the Paraloka, the other world. Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viraga. Viraga is described as Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viraga. It is passion from enjoying the pleasures here and hereafter. So for enjoying pleasures here, there is some kind of punya that you make which enables you to enjoy the pleasures here. And some other kind of punya you perform which qualifies you to enjoy the pleasures hereafter. So by measuring this world in 1 step and the other world by 2nd step, Lord snatched away from him essentially all the punya or merit which he had accumulated for enjoying pleasures here and hereafter. He was left with nothing. And the Lord said that you have offered me 3 steps. I have measured everything in 2 steps. You tell me where should I put the 3rd step? Then Baliraj said, there is one place where your foot has not come, has not been placed, and that is my head. And that's how the 3rd step was placed on the head of Baliraja. So Baliraja went into nether worlds. This is the Atma Nivedanam. Baliraja in fact Nivedanam offered his own self. He offered whatever he had first. Whatever punya karma he had was offered first. And since something remained to be offered, even after offering all his punya karma, all his wealth, all his kingdom, still something remained to be offered. What remained to be offered? The offerer. Yena tyajasi tat tyaja. You give up that by which you are giving up. You give the giver up. Even that kind of a notion or ego that I am giver up, I will then say it, even that also should not be there. So thus Baliraja completely offered himself to the Lord. Atma Nivedanam. There are people who are well known for each one of these bhaktis. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. Shravanam is, Parikshit is most well known for Shravanam. Kirtanam, Shukdevi is most well known for that. Smaranam, Prahlad is most well known for Smaranam, etc. Sakhyam, Arjuna or Uddhava. Dasyam, Hanuman. Atma Nivedanam, Baliraja. So thus, what is to be given actually? We do not have to offer to Ishvara what makes us happy. We only have to offer to him what makes us unhappy. Garbage you have to give him. What is the garbage? Likes, raga dveshas, likes and dislikes. That's what makes me miserable. But it's so difficult to give that. I love my raga dveshas. They are so dear to me. I'm so attached to them. Therefore, Lord Krishna prescribed a way. How do you start giving up your likes and dislikes? Call it likes and dislikes. Call it selfishness. So Lord Krishna says, offer your selfishness. Meaning, perform actions without a selfish motive behind them. Turn from being a consumer to a contributor. Contribute yourself. But what do I have to contribute? Whatever you have. You have this body, you have the mind, you have the emotions, you have the intellect, you have the knowledge. Whatever capacities you have, offer them. Atmanivedanam. That's the process of self-purification. And purer the self becomes, closer you are to yourself, happier you are. It is not that someday we will attain moksha. It is a process. Keep attaining moksha every time. Raga dvesha is given up, inner purification takes place, every time you are closer to yourself. Because it's ahankara, mamakara, raga, dvesha, they only create distance with yourself and from yourself. And so, what we need to give up is this. And the extent to which they are given up, to that extent you come closer to yourself. You find yourself happy. You find that the divine attributes are arising from you. You find that the bhakti, the shraddha, all the good qualities also arise from you. And you get a boost from them. And that's how finally you reach the Lord as your own self. That is moksha. Any questions? Okay.